Oh, I thought Lil Uzi was in jail, bro. They gotta chill with these mugshots. I think y'all are. I think y'all are cap. Ain't nothing wrong with Jonah Hill, right? Jonah Hill did nothing wrong. Jonah Hill's ex, Sarah Brady, blasts him on IG as a misogynist narcissist. The actor demanded her not post pics in a bathing suit. Yo! The actor demanded her not post pics in a bathing suit or to go surfing with men, despite her being a surf instructor. No, wait. Hold on. Let me. What the fuck? Nah, this is crazy. Nah. This is not what I was talking about just now. You got things that make people feel uncomfortable, which you can compromise on. We can have that conversation. We can have a discussion. But this is a laundry list. Like I'm going to work. This is a job. This is a job, bro. Nobody's abiding by this. And if you do, I don't know what to say. Plain and simple, if you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures or yourself in a bathing suit, it doesn't end there. To post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past, beyond getting a lunch or a coffee or something. Golly! All this during COVID. You're putting harsher restrictions on your girl than they did in the pandemic. This is 2021. The government don't even care that much. I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust. This isn't boundaries. This is complete control, bro. Boundaries are things that you're like, you know what? Okay, this is a no-no. Okay, obviously. Like, this is something I can't allow you to do. What do you mean, nah, you're wrong, Shawn? What are you talking about? At least he giving her a choice to leave. Bro, first of all, this is not a boundary. This is not a boundary. Some of y'all are really, again, some of y'all are self-reporting. This is not a boundary. If your girl cannot, this is almost just existing where there are men around, bro. You're basically telling your girl she can't, this nigga's telling her she can't be friends with women that are in unstable places. What are you talking about? Who are you to determine what stable is? This is way too subjective to be like a boundary that you impose on someone else. Boundaries are not, to me, I don't feel like boundaries are things that you so strongly impose on other people. They're restrictions for yourself that you won't allow other people like to break. I don't really feel like these are boundaries when you're telling somebody else what they can't do when you're not like even there. I don't feel like that's a boundary. Like this is crazy. You can't have friends with XYZ. Y'all can't go these places. That's not a boundary. That's not boundaries. I'm telling you what you can't do with your body. You can't. What is a sexual picture? Did we describe what a sexual picture is? Oh, it's a job interview. My fault. But did we describe what that is? Like, we don't even have a decent understanding of what these things mean, bro. We don't. What's a boundary for educational purposes? Okay. This isn't the only boundary, clearly. This isn't the only boundary. But if I tell somebody, all right, a boundary for me is don't touch me. That's a boundary. Don't touch me, I don't know you. That's breaking one of my boundaries. When you talk to me, Don't talk about height is crazy. When you talk to me, don't raise your voice when you talk to me. There's certain, I just feel like there are certain easier ways to define what a boundary is than telling other people what they can't do when they're not even in your presence. If these things bring you to a place, let me see what this bro is talking about right here. If these things whoa. This is why we love Jonah Hill. Understands that boundaries may be too much for some people, but communicates that he understands if they want to leave because of them. You can have unreasonable, quote unquote, boundaries, bro. You can't give somebody respect for this just because they said, okay, but you can still leave. This is completely unrealistic. These aren't like regular, reasonable, quote unquote boundaries, bro. This is fucking ridiculous. This is insane. This is insane. Let me. You want me to look up the definition of a boundary? I'm gonna look up the definition of a boundary. I looked up burglary. I looked up burglary. Sorry. A boundary is a statement that is used to establish a basis of interaction between those in a relationship. I mean, personally, I agree with that too. But from what this person right here says, or what this says from the Oxford Dictionary, a line that, well, this is a literal boundary. I don't mean a literal boundary. A border, and it can be physical, such as a fence between two properties, or abstract, such as a moral boundary that society decides it is wrong to cross. Okay, so even the definition of a boundary gonna get into muddy water real quick. Even the definition of a boundary get into muddy water real quick. But these are completely unrealistic. That's unrealistic, bro. If a girl came up to you right now and told you can't hang out with these dudes, like, what would you say? You would tell her that she's fucking crazy and I'm a grown-ass man. That's what you would say. If your girl told you that you can't post pictures with your shirt off to show, the gains that you make in the gym, you would tell her, bitch, you sound crazy. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. I'm a grown-ass man. If she told you that you couldn't be a personal trainer anymore because you have female clients, you would tell her, bitch, you crazy. I'm doing what the fuck I want. I'm a grown-ass man. Like, be realistic here. There's boundaries, and then there's slavery. There's boundaries and there's control. There's boundaries and then there's like giving people ultimatums for like completely ridiculous, unrealistic expectations. And then trying to make yourself still seem reasonable because you say, oh, but you can still leave though. That doesn't make any sense. Bro, that's not the point. The point is she's saying he abusing her. Did she say that she was abused? Where did she say that? Let me see. She blasts him on IG as a misogynist narcissist. Where does she say? Where does she accuse him of abuse? Or do I need to go to her story? She said emotional abuse. I mean, I can see how somebody could fall into this. Look, if you feel safe as somebody, if you as another grown person, if you feel safe telling another grown person and sending them this type of list, I would not be surprised if you had emotionally abused them. I just would not be. I wouldn't be. If you think sending this to somebody is okay, you have a certain level of expectation in your mind already based off of the past relationships that you've had. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was the type of timing that you've already been on. This nigga is sent, bro. Look at the amount of L take respectively. I don't really care about that. When you are made to believe a certain type of behavior is okay, how do you ever send this many messages in one go, bro? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is insane. I don't care what you feel about what you think that is. This is insane, bro. This is a ridiculous amount of control right here, bro. This doesn't make sense. This is a ridiculous amount of messages with not even a reply. The surfer claimed that Dr. Stern advised her at some point during their sessions to paddle away from any man that approached her in the water, no matter his age. The surfer claimed that Dr. Stern advised her. Wait, who? What are you talking about? Wait, who? Wait, he never said that, right? Is this the second one? Remove, not the video yet, is my best surfing video. Would you feel better if the cover frame was different Any more specific ones that bother you? Bro, she was already feeding into this. She was already feeding into this. Personally, bro, I don't even want to be with a woman that even would listen to me say something like this. I would send this to somebody as a joke. And if they really adhered to it, I would be so sad. Yes, one that isn't of your ass in a thong. Not a thong, but K. And as far as the other pictures, you in a bathing suit surfing or not, I'm done. There's tons. I'm just going back the past month. Bro, you're restricting somebody's IG? Respect where you are, where you want to be. I respect your skill in your surfing. I respect how you want to present yourself. Respect that you're hot and beautiful. Respect how you want to live. But I also respect myself, and I'm interested in my own life and what I let into my heart and in my inner circle. So celebrate yourself and your life however you please and shine bright. Look, I get it. You trying to make yourself seem reasonable in your mind because you're giving somebody an out. You're trying to make yourself seem reasonable. But this isn't realistic, is all I'm saying. Okay, somebody gonna give him a W because, oh my God, see, he still said that she could leave. That doesn't make sense, bro. That makes no sense. This is too controlling for any relationship. It should be too controlling for any relationship. Who would want to be in this? Not gonna lie, it's not that bad. This is pretty terrible. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. This is pretty terrible. This request is just kind of crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. I definitely think it's bad. Literally just say hello and leave the convo. I love how your therapist thinks I suck. I literally am the best boyfriend on earth. This looks like low-key it might be a joke. But if it's not, I don't know. They're saying it matters that he gave her a choice because it makes him seem more reasonable. But that's like, it's not reasonable at all. A reasonable person wouldn't ask of this. They just wouldn't. You could try to make it seem like he's reasonable because he allowed her the choice to leave. This isn't reasonable behavior right here. That's all I'm saying. You're right. We can't do surf social things or develop trust until you consider me and make decisions that give regard to our relationship. I've been vulnerable as possible, and I'm telling you, I am needing you to step up onto the plate, which you can. I am sure of it, but these losers don't get your time if you want me. Straight up, it's consideration. That's different. I respect your love of surfing, but I respect myself as well, and your love of surfing and being in those situations, lack of awareness, are not mutually exclusive. This isn't me. I have my own issues that I own. Yeah, I just feel like, you know what? He shouldn't be in a relationship right now. Some people aren't ready, bro. Vaudeville, 100%. 100%. 100%. Like, a woman could tell me, bro, I'm not listening to nobody. Just in general, bro, I'm not taking orders from nobody. I'm just not. I'm not. But if this is how you feel, and if this is how, like, this is something I would definitely label as insecurity. If this is how you feel, bro, like, you don't need to be in a relationship at all. That's how I feel. If this is the type of Tommy you want, if this is how much control you need, just stay single until you get these emotional issues under wraps. And wait until you are stable enough and free enough mentally, and you have, like, some type of trust somewhere in your own mental, somewhere that you don't need to request this from people, because this is too unrealistic for you to be also passing off yourself to other people as if you are sane. This is insane behavior right here. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, he needs to go heal. That's all I'll say. He needs to go heal. And he unfortunately got with somebody that's probably, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna call him weak, but I don't know. This is just kind of crazy, bro. Especially if she's been this way the whole time. That's just kind of wild, bro. He got to go heal. That's all I'll say. No, she's just a nice person. I don't know if that's nice. Got to think about power dynamics too. I mean, I don't know who she is. I don't know how long they've known each other, when they hooked up, you know what I'm saying, in what setting or context they met. So I couldn't say. Bro wasn't acting in super bad. While I respect his boundaries, some of these are extreme. He could have had a simple conversation with her in person instead of typing essays like an English major. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Here's Shawn. He already did it. What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. Niggas talking about no bikinis, bro. I'm sorry, bro. You gotta. Something's up. Something's wrong with you, gang. I'm gonna be honest. Yes, this is Jonah. That was Jonah Hill.